All right, let's talk about watches today for just a minute or two or 5, 10. We'll see. Kind of in a mood. So I may ramble. I may just cut to the chase. You just never know what you're going to get here, right? So today, primarily, we're going to talk about my friend Cliff, his Tudor Black Bay GMT. Let's just zoom in. This is a beautiful watch. They call it the Diet Pepsi, because it's like the Rolex Pepsi GMT, which I don't have the number for. And this is the Pepsi because it's a blue with a red bezel. If it was the Coke, it would be the black with the red bezel. This does have a black dial. Great red second hand GMT hand. Today is not the 3rd. I did get the time going, but I did not set the date. I noticed as I'm looking. I want to compare it to my Tudor Heritage Ranger, or Ranger Heritage. It's the older Smile Dial Heritage Ranger, or the older Smile Dial Ranger. Say that 5 times fast. Told you I was in a mood. And I did not really set the time on this one, so it just is what it is. I love this watch. I got it from a really good friend, Craig. Yeah, super awesome. But anyway, we're talking about the Black Bay GMT. I do like my GMT watches because I don't travel at all. So it makes perfect sense to make sure that I have a GMT or 2 or 3 in my collection. So I have 2. Let me zoom back out a little bit so we can see all of these. I have these 2 are mine, the Grand Seiko and the Planet Ocean Deep Black. This is probably one of my all-time favorite watches that I own in my collection right now, and I could pretty easily be convinced to sell most of the other ones and just keep this one. This one I keep toying with selling. I just haven't pulled the trigger because I never wear it because it's a 39 mil and it's a little small. The Black Bay is a 41 millimeter watch, which just works a lot better for me. I think the 39 looks too small on my wrist, and I'll give you some wrist shots here in just a minute. This is on a aftermarket bracelet. Oddly enough, it's an Uncle Seiko bracelet, the Super Jubilee style, which I think looks phenomenal. I'll give you a wrist shot here. This is sized slightly bigger than I would size it for myself, but I have worn it several days just to get a good feel for it. And I've left it the way it is. I could take a link out and it would probably be perfect for me, but not my watch. I didn't want to go through the trouble. And so there you go. I've worn it a little bit loosey-goosey, but it still wears really well and feels good on the wrist. And I like the way it looks. So, yeah. Is a Rolex GMT in my future? Maybe. I have a different Rolex or 2 that I am looking at that may come to fruition first. All in all, I like the GMT complication just because it makes it fun. This has the jumping hour, so you can pull it out the crown a little bit, and as you travel through time zones, you just jump the hour around and away you go. This will always be your reference time for home, that GMT hand. So let's go through some specs real quick. It's 41 millimeter case size, 50 millimeter lug to lug, 22 millimeter lug width, so you can put different straps and bracelets on it. The overall thickness is 14.5, which you might think is thick, but it's actually a lot thinner than my Omega Planet Ocean, which is like 16 or 17 mils. I didn't measure it right now, but I've done a video on that you can check out also. Sapphire crystal. The movement is the MT5652. You can go look it up if you want. It is COSC certified, so it is plus or minus a few seconds a day. I don't remember exactly what the number is. It weighs in at 167 grams, the way it is right here, or 5.9 ounces for most of my watch knife friends, which is slightly bigger than the D-cell battery at 5 ounces. Okay. 200 meter water resistance, 70-hour power reserve. So this is going to last you a while. If you wear it all day, take it off, leave it for the weekend, come back on Monday, you're still going to be going. This one is also a 41 millimeter. This has no GMT. This has no date, which is one of the reasons why I love this watch. And the Loom is great. And I'll do some Loom shots here at the end. This came on this leather strap from Tudor. I wanted to go and look for the bracelet and tried to find one. But once I got this on from Craig and wore it, no need. It's going to just live exactly like this. So, yeah, I love it. To give you a size comparison here with the Grand Seiko at 39 millimeters. I know it's only 2 millimeter difference, but it seems to make a difference on my wrist. For me, anyway. I don't know. Maybe you can tell the difference. Maybe you cannot. And then last but not least, the watch I wear the most, I got from my good friend Brian over at Creations Fine Jewelers. Not a sponsored video, but he's awesome dude to deal with. He does Omega. He does Tissot. He does John Hardy jewelry. I have a great bracelet from him, from John Hardy. This is a 45.5 millimeter. It wears much smaller because it is all black and it is all a ceramic case. So it wears smaller. What else you want to know? This is a great watch. This is Cliff's favorite EDC watch. He wears this most of the time, except when it's down here with me. So I got a few knives of his to get through so I can ship these all back to him. I've had them too long. I apologize, Cliff, but I'm working on them now. Yours are up. So let me hit these with the UV light just to charge them up as best I can here and give you kind of a loom shot. It's not pitch black in here, but I think it'll give you a good representation. So here's the Tudor on the right, Grand Seiko on the left. Since we're here, let's fire up this other Tudor. I love the loom on this thing also. The Ranger on the right, GMT on the left. And just because, how about the Omega? Because, you know, we can't leave him out either. And if I could put a couple of these in my hand, you'll get the idea of where we're at. Not shabby on any of these. The Black Bay here on the far left is the star of today's show, if you will. And I think it's a great watch. Sized properly for my wrist, it would be fantastic. It is a little, not on the heavy side, but it's got some weight to it. And I like a little bit of weight on my wrist. I did a Grand Seiko video recently on Cliff's dress watch. It's almost too light for me because that one is all titanium. And I'll put a link to that Grand Seiko up in the corner so you can check that out if you are interested. So thanks a lot. Just a quick little looky at a couple of cool watches today. Yeah, I'm a watch guy as well as a knife guy. Knife guy, much, much longer. Watch guy, yeah, I've been bitten by the watch bug too. And I have a rather decent watch collection. However, I really only just wear two. This Planet Ocean here and my Rolex Air King. I should sell other ones. It might happen. Hit me up if you want something. Maybe, you never know. Yeah, this one I think I just need to pull the trigger and get this one off. Because I wear this so little. But I really liked the quartz and super high accuracy of the 9F movement from Grand Seiko. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks for hanging out there. And go check out some other videos in the corner.